Welcome to mini episode 9 of the Sweet Spot podcast. We are both former Disneyland Custodio cast members, and we talk about Disneyland. I have a co-host, Ken, who doesn't join me for these mini episodes, something that I just started up a few months ago and like to do alone, just a smaller episode. Our main episodes, if this is your first time listening, are much longer, a lot more to them, and we usually have guests and sometimes not, but welcome. For this is going to be our last episode of 2020. And I thought a good way to end it would be kind of a recap, but more of a personal recap and a general one. I wanted to talk about some of the things that we were able to do as a podcast. I was able to do personally, and some stuff we were not able to do. We started off in January 2020, not knowing any of this would happen to our, the pandemic or whatever. And we were planning for the Gumball Rally because we were associated with Mice Chat at the time. And we, in February, I think it was like 7th, 8th, somewhere in there, we participated in the Gumball Rally. But what that weekend entailed was that my son Luke and I went down on a Friday, and like after he got out of school, and we stayed at Candy Cane Inn, where we like to stay a lot normally. And then Saturday morning, because the Gumball Rally wasn't until, Friday. Maybe we left on a Thursday. Yeah, we left on a Thursday, and then, so left on a Thursday after school. He missed Friday, which was like a half day last year for him. And then Friday morning, we got up early because Rise of Resistance had just opened a few weeks prior to this this time period. And so we got up early. We wanted to get our Rise of Resistance reservation. And I think we got up to the gate. I don't remember times and specifics, but we got there probably a good hour before the park opened. And we were probably, I don't know, maybe 30th in line out of several lines they had. And by the time the gates finally opened, we turned around and there was, hundreds, if not thousands of people in the Esplanade area. So we were in a good spot. And then we went, so we got in the park, and it was cold that morning. For Anaheim. And we went over and walked a little bit on Main Street, went in the Main Street Cinema, which was open. Because only Main Street was open at this time, because they let us in a little bit early. And we went in there and hung out for a little bit, and then we went to stake out our spot for where we were going to try to get our reservation. And I had heard from some friends they did the train station. It's up higher, kind of away from people. So we went up there. And we were standing, I probably told this story again, but I'll tell it again. But we were standing up on the train station, Luke and I. And I'm like checking my bars on my phone, make sure we got good reception, everything's good. Luke was gonna do the timer. So we had, when it turned 1 minute, we knew we had 1 minute, and it was all timed out. Everything was gonna be perfect. So all of a sudden, about a minute or two before, probably like a minute, yeah, it was probably 2 minutes before it was time, we had full bars on my phone. All of a sudden, a train pulls in. And I'm like, oh, cool, look, a train. I look at my phone. The bars went down to 1 bar. I'm like, what the? What? So we ran down the stairs, got down there on the street part of Town Square in front of the train station, and that's where we were able to get our reservation. I think we were like 70 something, 90 or so. I don't remember, but we eventually did go that day. I think we got called on like 5 or something like that, 5 or 6 o'clock at night, and we loved it, of course. But that was a day that Luke and I just had together. We got to hang out, and then we had Saturday was the Gumball Rally. I'm not going to go into details. We'd already talked about that on our main episode, but we got to hang out with Ken and his daughter, and that was really cool. So we had a good time, because I don't get to see Ken very much in person. We talk every other week when we do the show, but we get to see each other maybe once a year. So anyways, that was in early February, and then we had March. So a few weeks later, it was actually like a month later, 3 weeks to a month later, we had a family trip, and we went down, my wife, my son, and I, and we had like a whole trip organized. We went to, like the first day we did like a museum day, went to, there's a travel town up at Griffith Park with the trains and stuff, and Luke and I had seen that in November before that. Quickly, we didn't have a lot of time because we were there for Walt's Barn for the book signing we did, and so we didn't have like a ton of time, but we did check it out. We thought, oh, next time we're in this area, we want to come back, because he loves trains and stuff. So we went there, and then we went and ate in Bob's Big Boy in Burbank, which I think is one of the original ones, or is. And then went to Hollywood and went to see, because Back to the Future is my favorite movie of all time, and they had an exhibit there, the Hollywood Museum on Hollywood Boulevard, and I can't think of the cross street right now, but went there. That was cool. Then Luke, being a huge fan of ships, like ocean liners like Titanic and stuff like that, we surprised him. We went to the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California, and toured that, and that was fun. We were there for a few hours, and then we went back to our hotel. But then the next day we went to Disneyland for 2 days in a row, all of us, and got to go on Rise of Resistance again. Actually, both of those 2 days. I think the first day of those 2, we had a higher, something happened every time with the phone or something. There was always something. I don't know why. Like the phone, all of a sudden, like the app closed out or something right at the time. So there was always something going on. But we ended up getting on it. But it was a higher number. It was like 97 or something. And then the next day it was a lower number, but they were having a lot of issues, so we didn't get called on that one until like 8 o'clock at night. So that was cool. So I got to go on it 4 times, because I went on the day we went with Ken too. So 4 times I got to go on Rise of Resistance in 2020, because like a week later, after our trip in March, that's when everything shut down. So we were really lucky to be able to go that many times. Just weird that Rise of Resistance was only open for like 2 months. Never got to see its full potential with big holiday weekends and stuff, or like Christmas and stuff. Then everything closed down, but we had some plans. We had some really cool plans. I think there was supposed to be a Disneyana convention, I think in May. I think it was May. And we were going to do, sell our books there and stuff, Ken and I. And then in July, I had it booked and everything. Luke and I were going to go down for the opening of Avengers Campus. and we were gonna do that, like, because he just thought it'd be cool to be like, the first day and all that, even if it takes waiting out early in the morning and all that. So that was the plan, and of course that didn't happen. So, and the plan was, I think we were going to get passes. At least we were talking about it because we had gone so much. I don't know. It's just a thought because yeah, it just depends. But anyways, we were going to do that, and that didn't happen. And we know the rest of the story. And Disneyland is still not open. In fact, it seems like we're getting further away from it opening. At least the current state that California is in as of, what is this, the 14th of December, 2020. So hopefully we will have something open. I'm really hoping it's spring. That would be cool. If we can go again in March. So it'd be like a year, but still. I think that's all I really had to say. I just wanted to kind of recap 2020. And it's just, Disneyland had a lot of big plans. And the Avengers Campus at this time, if this all hadn't happened, would be in full swing. I mean, it would be super crowded, especially over last, a week or 2 weeks ago, whatever, was Thanksgiving. And then now with the holidays approaching, Christmas break and all that, I mean, couldn't even imagine how. But you know what? Might even help disperse the crowds and kind of even it out, because of Rise Resistant. All the popularity over there at Galaxy's Edge, and you'd have it spread out a little bit at Avengers. It's going to be amazing when Mickey's Runaway Train opens, because I think that's going to help out a lot too. It's going to kind of distribute the crowds a little more. We need Tomorrowland. We need something going on in Tomorrowland, because it's kind of getting sad over there, and that would help out, I think, too. But I just want to tell everyone, just thank you so much for listening to us this week. Thanks for listening to me babble on all the time on these episodes. I hope you're enjoying these mini episodes, because this has kind of been a test just to see. It's just kind of an idea I had, and a lot of times I don't get a chance to really share everything that I want to say on the show. You have to share it with someone else, and that's fine. But sometimes I think of things, and I want to say them, and I want to share things that maybe wouldn't fit as much in a regular episode, because we have a guest a lot, and that's cool. I'm glad we do, but sometimes it doesn't give us a chance to really talk. So I just want to wish everyone Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. Just hope that you enjoy it with your friends, family, loved ones, and let's try to make 2021 a better year. I know that last year, I think it was 2019, everyone's like, I'm so glad 2019's over, I'm ready for 2020, not knowing what that would entail. So I really hope that 2021 will be the year that Disneyland opens and things get going, people can get back to work, and just everyone hang in there. And thank you again for listening to us. And we have a great number 300 show coming up. If all the plans, things can always happen, but all the plans go through, it's going to be pretty cool. So it's not like mind blowing. We don't have like Mike Eisner come on the show or anything, but we have a pretty cool guest, and we have some other little plans. So have a good holidays. We'll talk to you next year. Bye.